Back with another one. Creator Insight Business. Huh? Business insights for creators. Or what I've realized during this weekend. You know, took some notes. I have them on my phone, but I'm using my phone to record. You know, the first thing I want to speak about is we tend to hear people saying that the market is saturated. Something I speak about in my live updates, but people say the market is saturated, but the market isn't saturated. It's just filled with a lot of people who majority of them are fearful. They are interested in what you are offering, business opportunity, advice, whether it's for relationship or health. They are interested. They just saw your feed, they saw your post, they saw your pictures or reels, and you said comment this and I'll give you this. They commented and then you send that thing. After sending it, most of the time they don't open. Or there are people who do open and read and because they're already implementing something and they want to improve. They just want to improve and make it work, right? Some people are just starting from scratch. That's majority of people. They start from scratch. They get these free guides, but they don't open them. I also get free guides. I don't open them. So I know somebody out there does the same thing. Get these free guides, you don't open them. So the market is not saturated. Most of the time, I'll even say this, something I learned from the Bible, from Jesus. JC, big, big brother, big man, you know what I mean? The parable of the sower. In the parable of the sower, Jesus speaks about a sower who sows seeds in different fields. Now that seed, he said the seed is the word or the message that you have for people. Guys, change, repent, you know, message of Jesus is repent, uh, turn away from your wicked ways, turn away from your sins, be baptized in water in the name of Jesus Christ, so that you may be saved and you believe and you live a holy and set apart life, not being worldly. You were blind, now you see. So that was his message. So you have a message. Now, going back to the parable of the sower, he says that a sower goes out and he sows seed, throws seeds, throws seeds, throws seeds. And then once he throws those seeds, he throws the seed in a path where people walk, right? And then after throwing it where the people walk, obviously no growth. And then he throws it in a path where it's shallow ground. Goes there, grows a little, but then gets scorched by the sun, right? Gets dried out by the sun. And then there's a part where it gets planted in weeds. In those weeds, it grows, but then because of the weeds, it gets choked out. And then there's the part where the seed is on good soil and it produces 30, 60, 100-fold. Now, from that parable itself, what I understand is like, oh, the message. And then he explains people who where people walk is just people who don't want to hear the message. They just walk past. They don't care. And then the shallow ground is people who are interested but don't take time to understand. So they gain the knowledge, but they don't take time to understand it. So they bounce. And then the people with the weeds is people who gain the knowledge, understand it, but don't apply it because as I'm shooting this video, showing my face. Why should I show my face? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? I don't need to do this. I don't need to start a business. All right. It's the safe and security people, the people who don't take risks most of the time, or maybe as a creator yourself, you started out not wanting to show your face. Or maybe you started out not wanting to show your face, not wanting to sell something to people, not wanting to seem in a certain way, not wanting to price your offers in a high ticket way, because you feel sorry or something like that. But then in the midst of that all, you listening to most of the time it's voices in your head and not people out there, right? Because it's you saying they're gonna say this, they're gonna say that. So you gain the understanding why you should do this, but you don't apply it because of worries of life, right? And then there's the people of good soil. It's people who are interested gain the knowledge. After gaining the knowledge, they understand. After understanding, they apply. Now they have the wisdom. Then they produce fruits. Wisdom is the application of knowledge, right? So you apply that knowledge, whether it's change the SEO. We don't work with hashtags anymore on Reels, or use controversial takes in order to interrupt a pattern of somebody scrolling, right? If they hear something that that hurts them, they're gonna be like, "Hey, what did this guy say? I don't know something," or something like that, right? So you apply it. So the market is not saturated; it just has these categories of people. Now you have to ask yourself, who are you? If you're the guy who's not interested, then obviously not interested. You are ignorant. You're not even on this video. So it's either you are interested, you are considering, and you're doing. Or let me just put like knowledge, understanding, wisdom, right? So if you're on the knowledge part, that's you gaining the free guides but not reading them. You're just interested, you just want to know, but then at the same time you don't want to understand the basis of of the things that you gaining from this person, right? You're still starting out. That's why you won't succeed because you're still there. You need to elevate, get to the point of understanding, gaining those free guides, reading, asking why this, why that, why this, right? And then after understanding this, the application. Most of the time, people, or maybe me, to be honest, there was a time where I did a lot of understanding, right? I did a lot of thinking. You know how you want to make that perfect post. Yeah, I want it to be flashing lights and captions and million views in the first day. I'm gonna be that guy, but that doesn't happen, right? It's trial and error. So you gain understanding. With that understanding, you apply. After applying it, you gain feedback, right? So the people with the good soil who produce 30, 60, 100-fold fruit, right? Like any tree, a tree gets to adapt to its environment, right? So it grows and sees that, this is a windy place. I need to make my branches hard, right? Or this is to a certain type of place. I need to be tall or short or whatever, depending on which tree you are, or which tree you are, or what kind of fruits you produce. So the market is not saturated, as I say. And then the second point is thinking long term, right? Now that you've applied your thing, sometimes you've been applying like a tree. A tree takes 3 to 5 years to bear fruit. Most trees take 3 to 5 years. So it's the same thing with you. You may be applying, but that fruit will not come fast, right? So you have to not think now, hey, I want this thing to be now. I want the views now. I want this now. Like me, I used to think, I want the views now, get the views now, followers now, 2,000 followers now, or 100K followers now in 2 days, and get clients and get this and do this, show them this thing that works and whatever. And I was like, no, that's not the game. The game is thinking long term, right? Is what will people say? What would they say about you after some time? A year, 2 years, 5 years? Will they say, he's one of those guys who started something and then fell off? Like, you know, like a designer. If you know designer, hip hop artist, is it designer? I think it's designer. The guy who made Panda. He made Panda, made some songs, and then he fell off. But then there's still some singers now who are still consistent with this thing. They even have followers like Taylor Swift and all of those people. But most people, they come in, they are hot now and then gone. So you're thinking long term. So thinking long term is the content I produce. Does it produce results? Is it valuable to the people I give to? Does it change their life? Can I be the person they can say, this guy can take me places, can take me to different uh not parts, or make me experience different things that I've never seen in life. right? Go to this mastermind and certain knowledge and understandings that I'm like, yo, this is genius and I need to be a part of this community or something like that. So you build a community of people like Oprah, right? Oprah, Nike, Dr. Phil, long term, not designer or that guy who said I woke up in a new Bugatti, he fell off. Who else? A lot of people fell off. They come in and you don't want to be that guy, right? As a creator. So I'm not saying you shouldn't focus on virality. Virality can work. You can go viral in your niche, right? You can go viral in your niche, get views and whatever, but not virality in a way of doing outrageous stuff, dancing, changing clothes with your wife or your husband, or doing challenges and all of that. You can go viral just sitting on a camera saying you are stupid. Then it's like, what? This guy said we're stupid. Or where I'm from, there's a guy who tells people that Jesus said this. And then things started popping, it became viral, right? By just saying something that is controversial and whatever, right? So virality can, you know, I was learning from, I think, Brendan Kane. Yeah, Brendan Kane. Not that I've been reading his book, I shouldn't lie. I read parts of his book, Viewpoint, Hook Point, and then watched some of his Instagram reels. So as I'm watching his Instagram reels, he talks about uh, the first 3 seconds, creating tension, mystery, and uh, controversy and stuff like that. Not sounding like everybody, but having your own voice, right? You can find your own voice maybe doing that ikigai thing. You have your own niche, and in that niche you say things that you would say to your friend, right? If you're not lying to your friends, you would say to your friend, nah, boy, you stupid with that, don't do that to that girl. And you'd put that on camera to the people you're talking to, and you say, nah, what you're doing is stupid. They're like, what? And then that trust comes, because they're like, this guy's my friend. Whenever I watch his content, he always gives me advice. He hears me out, feedback, as I said. And then something I also came across is not knowing what to do with the knowledge or going through analysis paralysis. So or some people call it shiny object syndrome. So as I'm starting this creator thing, as I'm interested in automation and optimizing certain things, the most important part is this thing. Me taking this video, shooting it, saying whatever I'm saying. This is not scripted. I doubt I'll ever get to a point where things are scripted. Maybe I'll have topic ideas. But other than that, I'll just go off the top of my head. This is the important part. There's no AI. This is me, right? There's no AI here. Right? So not knowing what to do with the knowledge is, as I'm interested in automation, AI, and all of this, is what should I offer? Is it this? Should I offer books? Should I offer this? Should I offer that? Should I offer this? It's too much SEO, and this mostly happens in the choking out phase of the sowing of the seed. You with the weeds. You're getting too much. You shouldn't start this. It's saturated. And don't give books. Don't use this. Use this. And at the same time, you look at yourself. You see you haven't even implemented any of those things. You look at yourself. You're like, I haven't implemented this. I'm trying to look for the perfect thing. There's a story I heard from some guy. He said there were two groups of people. Two groups of people in a art class. And they told one group, they're like, you should draw a drawing of a certain vase. Yeah, a vase or something. Draw a vase, draw a hundred pieces of it, and you'll be graded based off of how many you've drawn. Right? So if you drew 99, you got 99. If you drew whatever. And then they told the other group, You must draw one vase and you'll be graded how good your vase looks. So it turned out that the people who did the batch or did who created the vase, many styles of the vase, saw that whenever they created the vase, they always thought of how to make it better than the other, how to make it better than the other, how to make it better. Should I add this? Should I add that? Right? Even though it was they were being graded from the number they should produce, they didn't just throw a vase in. They were like, okay, I don't like this style, right? But then the people with the perfect thing, they were overthinking. They were, should the vase be square? Should the vase be this? Should the vase be? Then they got low marks. They got high marks. In fact, they took their last drawings and put them against the people with the ones that they had to create a vase that looks okay or perfect. And they saw good. The people they saw that the people with the many iterations, their vase looks better than the people with the perfect one. So not knowing what to do, just implement. Like now on my Instagram, I just posted content. When I get something, when they tell me you should use SEO, I use SEO, right? Because I use AI for content ideas, right? I just tell him I'm interested in this, that. Have you read this book? Can you please add it in the content ideas? Have you read this thing? I just take PDFs, things I've read and articles, and I just give it. I just feed it what I've read and what I understand, and then it compiles everything. And then whenever I say content ideas, it'll give me content ideas, and then obviously that becomes the content ideas. But then now it comes to the thing of when you post the captions. I hear somebody say you should use SEO. Then I'm like, I go to him. I'm like, hey, Jarvis, make this thing SEO. Then he does SEO, then it's like 10 posts, 10 posts, I create the posts, I post them. After then, after those 10 posts I've posted, maybe I get some other advice. Don't use this and that, make them 3 seconds or more than 90 seconds. And I'm like, I should have ones that are 90 seconds. So I make 90-second ones. So whenever I hear something from somebody, I give it to the AI, right? Because there's a lot that's happening in here. It's everywhere, right? So I just give it to him and I feed it to him. This is this is that, this is this. Now create the content. It'll create the content. And then you'll find out that after some time, I think we might reach that point where your content will just have a lot of knowledge that you've gathered from a lot of people, as you know, not knowing what to do. You just take the knowledge that you have, you just plant it on someone. You just give it to that person or that thing, that agent that you have, or that chat GPT thing. And then now, whenever you say, give me content ideas, it will add those things because it will remember them, right? And then you'll tweak where you can tweak, and that's it. And then another interesting thing I learned was the fourth thing is you should run your business like a doctor. Something I learned from Daniel Priestley, something I realized, is that a lot of time we want to run your business like a doctor. I learned that from Daniel Priestley and Myron Golden. So here's the thing. So Daniel Priestley speaks about having a scorecard or analysis or a test to see if people are fit for a certain thing, right? Are you ready to have a six pack? Are you ready to be a husband or a wife? Are you ready to have a girlfriend? Are you ready for a relationship? Are you ready to start this journey of traveling? Are you ready to whatever, right? And people take those scorecards, they see their results, and they can see I need to improve here, here. And then they see where they can improve, and then maybe they improve, maybe they don't, right? So when you run your business like a doctor, as I say, like me, the content that you give away, like this free one, you give it to the general masses, right? It's like when you pass the street of a certain private hospital, they have their logo out, and you know they are here, right? They are in this place, right? They have a physical place where you can meet the doctor or whatever. Or maybe they have their YouTube or whatever. But then when you go to creators, your places are the platforms that you're on. LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, what else? Rumble, if you're on Rumble or something like that. Those are the places where you put your free stuff, your value that you put out. Right? Maybe a doctor can say 5 ways so that you don't become sick, or you're doing this wrong so that you don't get cancer, or exercise like this, or do these habits. They give you the free stuff, free, 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 free. And then you see this person is somebody I trust. You want to go meet them. So let's say I go to a private hospital. I go to a private hospital. I want to meet Dr. Sanjay Khan that I saw on Instagram. But before I meet Dr. Sanjay Khan, I am I encounter first a receptionist. The receptionist is is the person whom everybody meets, who wants to meet the doctor, right? So you have a receptionist, right? And then after the receptionist, you go to the receptionist. You be like, "Yeah, I have this thing. I don't know what it is. Can you please check me out?" And then she says, "Yeah, take the test, scorecard. Take the test, and then you get tested." After getting tested, they invite you in. Maybe not the receptionist, somebody else, a nurse, right? Higher level than the receptionist. You get to the nurse with your results, and then the nurse says, "Nah, you don't need to meet Mr. Sanjay. We'll give you this medicine for flu or whatever that you have. You don't need to meet him." Then you're like, "Damn, I wanted to meet him," right? But then let's say you have something really, really serious. Then they'll say, "Nah, give me 5 minutes. You go to Mr. Sanjay now." And then they go to Mr. Sanjay. So it's a process. Get to the receptionist. I learned this from Vusi Tembegwai on how not being always available. You mix it with Vusi Tembegwayo, Daniel Priestley, Myron Golden, right? So you're not available every time, and you're only available to the people you are willing to work with and do business or stuff with, right? As you're a creator, or if you want to help somebody, or you want to have a community that have access to you, you want a limited amount who think like this and have these traits. And you can only know when you ask questions using scorecards that Daniel Priestley talks about, to test them to see if are they fit. Now, to the person who gets to the nurse and the nurse tells them, "You don't need to meet Mr. Sanjay, whatever. Here's your medicine." Your medicine can be a course. Your medicine can be a book that you wrote, that you've written, that they can buy, right? Course, book, ebook, a video that you have, or a community or something like that, right? Where you are there, your presence is there, but not how they, you know, you're still giving them value. What you're giving them is going to help them based off the test results, because you're the expert. You know what they need. They tell you, "I have this problem." You give them the solution. So you see that based off the test, nah, this guy doesn't need to meet me online. He just needs to read this book. And if it feels like he needs to meet me, then he'll come back and then be like, "Okay, we can meet." So that can be your thing. So the receptionist, the test. Before the receptionist, your free content. So it goes from free content to your test, which is the thing in your link in bio, or comment this and whatever, so you can find out if you're ready. That can be your thing. And then after they take the test, after the results, they get the results. And then after getting the results, you recommend whatever, which is either they go to you, they learn from you, coaching or whatever, or you give them a book, or you give them a book, a course, you know, something that can help them. And then there's those people who need your help, and then they'll come to you, or you will see that, "Yeah, I can work with this guy. Based off these test scores, this is the guy I can work with." Like if I had to help a creator optimize their sales funnel, I'd be like, "Okay, has this, has that, has these amount of followers, has this amount of engagement, doesn't switch up, doesn't go for trends and whatever. Yeah, I can work with this guy. This is the guy who, if I optimize, not even you even look at him, you're like, I just need to change one, two, three stuff about it, and then double down on it, and this guy's gonna do the most, right? You're running your business like a doctor, and then the Myron Golden part is you not wanting to work with everybody. Like if somebody, in sales, they say you must, they come with objections and whatever, especially if you have a personal brand. That works if you have a personal brand. If you don't have a personal brand, then they're gonna say, "Who are you?" Right? If you have a personal brand and you've been posting free stuff and they see the free stuff, and most of the time you come to me. Myron Golden said, I think he said in a year he didn't do advertising. Most of it was organic. So if it was organic, meaning you wanted my help, I didn't go out to tell you, hey, right? So you came to me wanting help. You come here with objections. Right? So he said people buy because they feel like it. So if you come to me, hi, Nell, can you please help me optimize my funnel and this, that, and that? I'm like, oh, okay, what's your problem? You ask questions and see where you are, and Then I'm like, oh, you just need to tweak this. Don't prioritize hashtags. Use SEO. You need to have a CRM. You need a community management thing in your community. You need this. You need to use your messages in order to understand your ICP or ideal customer profile better and whatever. Then I'm like, yeah, for all of this, for all of this and whatever, we need to do this and that. And then you're like, yeah, this, I could do it for a lot cheaper with somebody else. Then you're like, okay, if you can do it cheaper, then go with the guy who does it cheap. Simple. Like a doctor. Right? If you go to the doctor, you came to me. You came to me telling me you have a sore throat and burning lungs, and you telling me you can do it for cheaper. Then go to the cheaper. Then why are you here? Like you are wasting your time, right? You knew coming here that I can solve your problem, but for some reason you're coming here with objections, or you can do it cheaper, or can't you? Nah, it's either this or gone. Right? And then he says that gives him time to spend time with some people. And I was like, yeah, I must use this also, man. I must use this. I can't work with everybody. Right? It's nice to be like, yeah, I got all the clients, I have all the money, but then then you're selling yourself short, and now you don't have your free time and whatever. He also speaks about there was a time where he said coaching was, I think, 10,000 or 5,000 an hour, or yeah, I think he said 10,000 or 20,000 an hour, and then somebody bought 4 hours. He was like, nah, nah, nah. 4 hours, you bought 4 hours. Then he upped the price. He was like, nah, let me up the price. And people still bought, and then he upped the price. Right? Is that he does offer coaching. He wants you to buy, but then for you to buy 4 hours, no, you know what I mean. So it's you catering, it's you controlling everything, right? Because you the person who wants me to solve your problems, right? So if you want me to solve your problems, you gotta dance to my music, because I have the solution. Unless you have some cheaper guy. If you have a cheaper guy, then go for him. That makes sales easier. Now imagine this. You have Daniel Priestley's test to vet out the person, to know who you want to work with and who you can just suggest other stuff to. And then you have Vusi Maguire's thing of not being easily accessible, obviously mixing with Daniel Priestley. And then the person who you agree with, that you like, this guy I can work with, you hop on a call with him or you talk to him, and then he says there's a cheaper option. Myron Golden. Go for the cheaper one. Simple. And you still make cash there. Like a dog. You don't need the sales. Well, you still need the sales, right? But you act as if you don't need them. You don't have sales breath. You're not out there like, yeah, because this, that, if it's cheaper, value. You came to me, you saw the value. For some reason, you are the what do you call, the seed that was thrown in the weeds. Don't come here with weeds. Come here knowing what you want. What do you want? What do you want? So I can give it to you. And then another thing. This is the last thing. the fifth thing is content strategy and repurposing. Now, in the world of automation, back then you couldn't do this. You have to think smart. You have to. A friend of mine in high school once said, the wisest thing he ever said. He said, "Nell, do you know what is the aim of life?" I said, "What?" He said, "The aim is not to sweat." I was like, "That is profound. The aim is not to sweat." So obviously with this content, you have to produce content for LinkedIn, you have to produce content for Twitter, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Reels, TikTok, whatever. So you can show your face everywhere, Google Trust Matrix, 7-11 for 7 hours, 11 touch points, 4 locations, something like that. So you're trying to get those metrics out. And then you find yourself spending the whole day thinking about content ideas and which one should go here, and there's different formats for different platforms. You cannot take a TikTok thing and put it on Instagram, right? Because TikTok is playful, Instagram is aesthetic, LinkedIn is business, Twitter is, right, can be controversial, can be, right? So you have to, it's a lot of work, right? So as I'm shooting this video here, something I learned from Brandon Carter, because he'd shoot his podcast, Victory Talk, that I watch. He'd shoot his podcast, and then after in his podcast, he'd have, as I'm saying, the topics. Today we're talking about habits of a winner. Today we're talking about real talk or books of the day or market, whatever. And then he'll take his podcast, turn it into short videos, like 20-minute. From his 2 hour, he turns them into 10, 20-minute, edited with pictures and everything. So I was like, I can take this video, edit it, and cut it up into 10 to 20-minute videos for people who cannot watch 32 minutes or 1 hour of this thing that I've got, and cut it into 10 minutes, 5 minutes, so that people can be like, oh, this is the gist of it, or turn it into a reel as like a trailer like thing. If they want to see the full thing, it's on my thing, and then post it on my Instagram and whatever. So it's just repurposing. And I take this video, take the transcript of it. After taking the transcript, I turn it into LinkedIn posts and Twitter posts. It's just, efficient. The aim is not to sweat. So you can do that with AI, right? With just one video, this one video that I'm shooting now. This one video that I'm shooting now, you take this video that you shot, whatever. You should have long form stuff as a creator. If you don't have long form, then you're killing yourself on the 7 hour thing. Because you need 7 hours for people to trust you. They see they see that this guy is a normal person. He's Nell, he's John, or whoever. So when you do the long form transcript, go to AI, here's the transcript, turn these things into LinkedIn posts, turn these things into Twitter posts. You take those Twitter posts, LinkedIn posts, you schedule them for how many days you schedule them on Twitter and on Twitter and LinkedIn, and then Instagram same day. Reels, you create reels using softwares that can clip your videos up, and after clipping them up, you post. So it's just repurposing. And then after you've scheduled everything on your Twitter, LinkedIn, and whatever, whenever you feel like, sorry, alarm. Whenever you feel like just posting something out of the blue, you can just post. Because now you have everything scheduled. You don't need to worry about content anymore. Or you want to shoot a video, guys, this, that, or on a Twitter post or whatever, you just post. But the other stuff is scheduled. So that's what I learned. So much. So much that I learned. Yo, this creator thing is something else. As I said, I don't like this creating content. I like the back end stuff. That's the interesting stuff. How you can use messages to understand your prospects, your ICP. Or there's another idea I came up with. Imagine this. Think about it like this is an idea. Instead of comment this and get this free guide, and then they get that free guide and they don't do anything with it. Obviously, as a creator, if you are a creator and you don't want just engagement and what you call engagement and likes, but you also want loyalty and trust. Here's the thing: you take that free guide. I don't know if many chat has this. You take that free guide, or you use dialogue flow, something I learned. You create a chatbot. That chatbot takes whatever is in the free guide, every gist, every tip, and whatever. And then after it recommends, you recommend the free guide. They take that free guide. They get another question that comes after. Where are you? Where are you at? How many views are you getting? Average. It scopes the person's thingy. And then after scoping it, using the knowledge in the PDF, it gives him tips on do this and that and that and that, and then add this for 2 days and whatever. And then after giving him all those actionable steps, because he won't read it, unless he does read it, he won't read it. He's gonna just skim through it. Now he has you, it looks like you, helping him with the small tweaks. And after helping him with those small tweaks, and then he finds out it's in the free guide, he'll be like, "Oh, this guy gave me the free guide, and then he helped me in the process to see where I'm at. And after helping me to see where I'm at, some people haven't started yet. You can, if they haven't started, you can say just start, post, or start with this type of reel or whatever, right? Now that you've helped him, he'll say, if he can help me in this way, maybe he can help me in a bigger way. Simple. And nobody likes, there's nobody that doesn't like getting a message from their favorite creator. Imagine your favorite creator helping you. It might seem like it may seem like it's him, but it's not him. It's the chatbot with your knowledge on that PDF, right? If they ask anything out of that PDF, it will say, if you want more knowledge, check this one out, or something like that. It's just an idea, for anybody out there. If they wanna do it, then whatever. Uh Creator business insight for creators. What am I gonna say? I'll check you all another time, uh with other topics, other ideas, if they come up. How to help you with doing stuff long term rather than short term, and copying people, going for virality that is trendy rather than something that speaks to your message or with your brand voice, they say, right? Imagine if Nike started giving relationship advice. It doesn't work, right? So stick to your brand voice so you can build trust and loyalty, so that your audience can say, if I want certain advice in a certain thing, I go to this guy. I go to this guy's profile, I go to this guy's LinkedIn and whatever. I can find something based off of business. Not now they see that, what, that business guy is just a trendy guy. Then you lose it. Because you lose engagement. If you start doing that funny stuff and you get a million views from it, and then you get, like, after those million views, you go from 10,000 to 100,000 subscribers, or 100,000 followers. Most of those followers are just there for you to entertain them. So if I go there and I say I can help you with this, and then I find out that your engagement is like 5% or 2%, and most of it they're just there for that funny video that you did, then I can't help you. You have to start all over. But there's a way though. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'll check you all later.